Where should we start? Good afternoon. Where should we start? I'll let y'all dictate. I'll let y'all dictate where we're starting today. Anybody know? I heard. Oh yeah, I'll wait. Also, really quickly, okay? The statements that I send to law enforcement or whoever, right? I'm not gonna hear back from them. You realize, like, I appreciate y'all. Hi, Lily. I'm not gonna hear back from them. I'm kind of just like dumping. Hi, Dunk. I'm kind of just like dumping the information, and I go about my way, right? What up, Squish? They're not going to contact me and tell me if your documents are fake. But I just want to say, I've never seen so many errors, on somebody. Hi, Kim. I hope you're doing all right. I know. I've never seen so many errors, on somebody's medical documents. Isn't that weird? It's so weird. You really are just a medical marvel. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. It's wild to me. You defy science in every way possible. Hi, crazy. It could not listen to me. I say that to myself so many times a day. You have no idea. No idea. I did that. So I reported to all local facilities, especially the people that she slandered or tried to triangulate and blame it on them. The sonogram tech, right? Wait, you don't have sound? Go out and come back in. I never seen it. It is. That's exactly what it is. Right. Gabby, I will. Bring me back to it. You're not doing anything, okay? In order for you to intimidate me with my name, you're going to need a time machine to go back 5 years. That doesn't intimidate me. My name is pretty well known. I'll tell you anything you want to know. But as far as, hi Waffles Leia, as far as defamation of character, all right? Number one, you have to have a good reputation, okay? You would have to, hi Rachel, have a good reputation in order for anybody to tarnish that reputation. Right, exactly. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that, hi Pucifer, that's another one of my favorite acts. If you are cleaning the ring of a toilet brush with a toothbrush, something tells me that your reputation will not be affected if people talk about it, okay? Also, if you think it's a flex to have 90 something, hi Chihuahua, did you see my baby? I posted him today. You have to, if you have 90 something DCS cases like that, that's where there's smoke, there's fire, right? People discussing your behavior, okay, that is not defamation. Because guess what? You could change that anytime you want, right? Also, defamation cases, I have been trying to find an attorney to take a defamation It's yellow. Okay. Can you hear me? I don't want to proceed. Yeah, I could see it. All right, now I'm back. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it drop. Let me know when I'm good. I'm good now. Okay. I've tried. I have tried. When we were in Cape Coral, I made, I don't even know how many calls to attorneys to ask them to if we could retain them, essentially, because she has lied about all of us. Defamation cases are super hard, y'all. Not only super hard, but they are also super expensive. And if you had to get on this bitch and beg for money for a $5,000, attorney, you can't afford a defamation case. The last defamation or false light case that I watched go down was almost $200,000. Hi, Ketty. You got that laying around? I don't think you do. Okay. On top of that, where's your damages? Because as far as we're concerned, you're using and defaming us, right, in order to profit. So where are the damages? You realize you'd have to prove damages too, right? You have to prove financial loss. Listen. Y'all, when I heard that, Gabby, we can't, the only crossing of a statute of limitations would be if that statute of limitations ran out. So let me, hi Ray, I hope you're doing all right. Let me break it down for you a little bit. All right. I'm going to try to use your knowledge level. Hi, Ethel. Statute of limitations is the amount of time that you could be charged or sue somebody within its time span. Thank you. You understand? You don't cross that statute of limitations, let's just say, hypothetically, obviously, okay, that I go out and I commit a crime, all right? I can only be charged, a lot of crimes is 5 years. Some don't have a statute of limitations at all. But if we go back to the boarding school, the reason why we were able to have him charged is the trafficking component. There are many more victims that he assaulted, but because they were on the property of the boarding school, that statute of limitations had run out. So you saying that people crossed it just makes you look stupid. Just being honest. That's not how it goes. And I promise you are not suing anybody. Do you understand that? You have no case. Never mind the fact that you still continue to sit on live streams defaming us. And if we can't find an attorney, you can't. See, because I heard, you know what, Gab? I got something really interesting sent to me the other day. And I could have sworn, hi Paula, I could have sworn that I heard you state that you were assaulted when you were young. You know, on that document, it says that you never had any physical, sexual abuse by a non-family member. Why would that be? Why would that be? Anybody? Weird. Super weird. Yeah, but why would you not claim it? Like, I could understand. I could understand not reporting. I understand that those crimes are severely underreported, right? I understand that. But why would you not self-disclose that? Hi, Barter. Is it? Oh, you saw it. So you know what I'm talking about. Ain't that strange? At least I wasn't the only one. I was kind of worried about it, you know, because I didn't know if people, I don't really stay around, but you know what I'm talking about. Why was that not selected? I know, you're just not good with words, right? I know. It's weird. That's weird. Because if it were me, even if I didn't report, it's sort of like the miscarriages. Huh? It's sort of like the miscarriages, not on any medical document anywhere where it says gravida para, right? I guess this is sort of like that. Super interesting how it is always everybody else, you know? But you do not have a defamation. I promise you, you don't have a defamation claim. Amen, Just Lily. They always listen to me. Hi, one more oxymoron. If you're women and you've had children, you could look on your own and see it. It's there. It is like, hi, witch, please. It is like a standard question that women of childbearing age get, and especially at the OBGYN. So that's kind of weird. But it's their fault, right? It's always everybody else. It's never. I didn't see it. I've been, pineapples. I've kind of been busy with something else like over the weekend. It's always the bad doctors, you know? It's always them. It's always them. Right, Brandy. It's like a standard thing. It is always included. Hi, Jackie. Sort of like when you go to like the emergency room and you're of childbearing age, they will do a pregnancy test. Hi, Maggie May. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? I did hear, I did hear about it. It's crazy, Marianne. It's crazy. Right, I don't know. Right, Sam, I know that I see it. I know so much has changed on my end, y'all. So I know that it's changed for y'all as well. I see all kinds of different shit now. And I try not to pay attention because, you know, I get distracted. It sure would have. Right, and here's the thing. The only person, hi big bro, little bro, big bro, my bad. The only person that's hurting over there is her. Of course, Zoe. Hi, still standing. Because at the end of the day, right, let's be, right, at the end of the day, we all have lives outside of this. It does not lie. But people do. People do. And people that are not smart enough or have the education level in order to make said documents, you get caught every time. Should that not be a red flag? Like, because, and this is what blows my mind, y'all, because let's just say I tried that, hypothetically speaking. Let's just say I tried that. If you got caught, why would you keep going? I'll never understand it. I will never understand it. It will never... Sunshine, it's just a typo. Didn't you know that? Come on, y'all, get with it. Hi, Crazy Chrissy. Hi, Alicia. So I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. Hi, Leanne. You know, like kids, right? Don't touch the stove. Don't touch the stove. Don't touch the stove, right? You keep touching the stove. What are you doing? Hi. Blows my mind. And the problem, hi, Struggle Bus. Absolutely not. Listen to me, y'all. When I was in nursing school, I had to be so specific when charting. And like everything goes back to the chart. This is before EMR though. But I don't understand. She is just a medical marvel. That's all there is to it. Hi, Cupcake. There is never, like, you can't do that. If there are errors, that goes against everything, right? that needs to be on point as far as that goes, because that stuff is regulated. It goes with billing, okay? It goes with medical records. There are so many in like ICD codes, right? They have to have this stuff done correctly in order to be paid. You have more, exactly. They are legal documents. And I don't know, because I didn't use EMR. But from what I understand, on the provider side, on the provider side, you can't even, like the program will prompt you. You can't get to like a different part until this part is complete. Does that make sense? Am I explaining it right? Right. Do you understand what I mean? Because I'm not very good with my words, but I understand that it's like XYZ, and if you miss, let's say you miss X, or the system is flagging something on X, it's not going to let you go to Y. So how do you wind up in all of these positions all the time? Like, I could listen. Hi, Lady Di. I could understand one. I'm just gonna be like devil's advocate here, right? I could understand one mistake, but it's always a problem with every document. Hold on. Right. I can't even. So I don't know EMR, but I have asked people that do, and but hi Sandy, and that's the way they explained it to me. And if there are errors in the EMR, don't they want to get paid? That's just my opinion, because that goes hand in hand with compliance, coding, and regulations. How is it every fucking document? So not only do you have a problem with every single medical document that you've shown on the internet with some type of inconsistencies, however, you also defy science. The next time you try singing Defying Gravity, I think that you should say that you defy science. Science is science. That's just how it goes. Hi, Sandy. And I don't understand the people over there. I don't understand it. I understand that there are some people that sit over there that are over here, right? And I will never understand, do you just try to cause harm? Because that's what you're doing. You don't think about that? You're causing harm by sitting over there and allowing her to perpetuate these delusions. Right, I know, exactly. Y'all are making it so that she doesn't get help for herself. And y'all are okay with that? And I do. Hi, Bless. I do think we saw this with Miss Asia Cat. There were people that did not have good motives, right? So I understand that that's a thing, but how do y'all live with yourselves? That's what I want to know. Because I couldn't live with myself. And as long as she doesn't see that she's the problem, it'll just continue. And that's sad. Hi, Lindsay. I hope everything's going all right. That's sad, in my opinion. You know? But you're just over there. Like, what is your content at this point? Hi, Alex. They are. And that's what's sad to me. Like, good. I'm glad. Hi, Mama C. All you do is talk about us over there. Whoa, like, what? Hi, Spada. Yeah, listen, I struggled with Wicked, right? Because it's one of my favorites, and I'm an Idina Menzel fan. Girl, you are no either. You are not an Idina Menzel, and you are not Elphaba, period. Anybody that ever did Elphaba in the last 20 years, okay, you are not them. I don't know, Butters. I'm hoping, just what I'm hoping that that there's something that could be done about it. Because here's what, I'm not going to say it publicly, but you really fuck up in those documents. You do. I'm not going to tell you how, but you do. I know, Purple, I've heard about it. And I know that to be true. They won't necessarily discuss it with us, but I know that to be true. And I thought, listen, were you doing something when you, who was that? Was that you, Court, that posted that, the video with the clip of the sound? The video of the sound. Hi, Steph. You reposted that. That's not going to age well, babe. It's not. So, you know. Hi, Steph. Thank you. Right. It's bad. It's bad. And girl, listen to me. I have an outgoing personality. Okay. Why the fuck would I want yours? Quick recap. Gabby's still a piece of shit. Every medical document that she's ever posted has some type of error physiologically. And that's pretty much it. I don't understand why you think that people are jealous of you. I don't understand that. Also, I can also, hi Beauty Junkie, I hope you're doing all right. I can also pretty much guarantee you that you are not going to get SSD for PTSD. You're going to sit up on this app and say that every single authority figure in your treatment circle doesn't tell you to get the fuck up off this app if it's so triggering. Hi, Simaya. Me too. Sarcastic. I'm like, when I hear them say that, I'm like, here's the yes. Yes, it said it on the document that she showed. Hi, Linda Lou. It's not going to work. Also, stop telling people that you lost your job because of the internet. You lost your job because you got on this motherfucker and said that somebody you spit in somebody's drink. That's why you lost that job. I agree, Brandy. Hi, guys. I agree. And you know what's so fucking wild to me? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying. You would probably feel, you hate yourself. I promise you right now, you hate yourself. You would probably feel better about yourself if you started making the changes, I appreciate y'all, that people ask you to make. It's not difficult. You're just not capable of recognizing it because people feed into your delusions, and that is dangerous. Dangerous. I gotta be honest here. I really hope that Messy Talk lights you up, because if you think we're bad, if you think that we're bad when all we do is discuss your shitty behavior, if you think we're bad, you're really not gonna like it over there. You're not. Because we're not that bad. Us discussing your shitty behavior, okay, is not actionable. It's not illegal. I don't come over there and go in your chat. I don't do any of that. As a matter of fact, I blocked you for a reason. But you don't have any of us blocked, and that's super fucking weird. How were you able to duet a video from people over here if they're stalking you? Have a great day. I don't want to discuss too much about it because it's a terrible situation. I hope you have a good day. But I did post, I'll find out. I did post 2 videos yesterday because I wanted them to know. Stop it. Just stop it. There is a Reddit if y'all want to go and look at it. I do know they posted a letter. They posted a letter to send to authorities to call for an investigation. You want to go over there and look? It's Justice for Rizzy, and that's hi Dorlinda. That's all I'm gonna say. Because the family has asked to slow it down, and I'm gonna respect that. I'm sorry, RizzisLaw is the subreddit, and you made it there, Gaps. You think that we're bad? Hi, sis. You don't want a part of them. Riz, thank you. It's RizzisLaw. RizzisLaw. They did post a letter, and I don't want to, it's not for them to discuss. It is terrible, and I really don't want to stay on it because if the family asks to stop talking about it, people should honor that. Not these 2 fucking clowns. Trying to, in some way, shape, or form, correlate the 2. You are not bullied. There is nothing against the law about opinions. You know what is actionable, Gabby? Defamation. I don't want, it makes me sick, y'all. It really bothers me. I think that it's pretty well known that in situations like that, people attempt to get me there so that I could locate and call in a welfare check. And I didn't get there on time. And it's been difficult because it's sad. It really is sad. Hi. I hope that that people think twice about the words that they use. Hi nosy one. Nobody should be telling people to do that. Ever. I don't talk about people that I loathe with every ounce of my fucking being like that. Never an excuse. All right? There is never an excuse. And I hope that, hi Nikki, I hope that people try to do the right thing. And I think that you're good. I could see it on my end. It keeps going from yellow to green. And that's my sign. I appreciate y'all. That's my sign of them telling me shut the fuck up. I appreciate y'all. I did see, I spoke to him briefly. And it doesn't matter. And I don't mean it doesn't matter, but I could do that a million times and I'll just think of the one that I didn't get to, right? And it's sad. I am glad that he's doing better. And I did speak to him and he seems to be doing better, but nobody should ever tell somebody that. There are people that I can't stand the voice of. I can't stand a second of listening to them, right? I don't say that about them. I cannot like somebody's actions and stay focused on their actions without going all the way over here. And in this specific situation, it was very well known that there was a struggle there. And that is mind-blowing. I have, when I don't know anything about it. Right. If you're in I'm just going to be like 100% honest. If you are in a not good mental space, this app is not for you. Especially if you are somebody in like my situation. Let's say you're me and you post content and you know what it feels like for people to be lying and ripping you apart all day. Some people can't handle that. I was thinking about this morning, actually. Hi, Melissa Sue. I think that I got this from boarding school. I really believe that they conditioned me to not give a fuck. Because, and if you need, this app is not the end all be all. It's not. And there are, when you know that somebody is struggling, and quite literally you're having to prevent them from attempting, you should never keep poking that. That's bad. And we watched not long ago, Michelle Carter got charged and convicted. You have to. Because, and different people have different levels of what they can deal with, right? What I could take is never going to be what somebody else can take. And I don't mean Gabby type mental illness. I mean severe mental illness that you are trying to go in and out of treatment centers. Like that girl just passed the fucking bar, dude. She passed the bar exam. And like, when you know that there is a severe, not a Gabby mental health thing, right? Not a Gabby mental health thing. That's delusion. This girl was trying to do everything in her power to get her mental health under control. Period, Mikey. If this app is too much for you, please log off. There are people that, like, if I don't see people around for a while, I'll reach out to them. Hey, you doing all right? It is terrible. And like, And that's the thing, that video, stalkers, you could see it. Why didn't they fucking call it then? I don't want to stay on it. It hurts my heart, honestly, because, you know, there are some things that you can't get out of your mind, right? She had a service dog. And that service dog was whimpering. And people sat on a live stream saying it was fake. Showing pictures. What the fuck? Where did we get, like, how did we get there? There is, listen to me, I have a pretty high tolerance for what I can handle, right? I am really good at compartmentalization. Always been. But what, like, I don't ever want to see, I'm sorry, y'all, it's going in and out. I don't know why. I don't ever want to see the people that I've covered, the ones that legitimately I can't stand. I don't want to see them like that. How did we get to a point where there is so much, I don't know if it's hatred. I think that it's driven by something else. But how did we get to a point that lives don't matter? That's not going to be the kind of people that I ever want to associate with. Because even if I don't care for you, I still don't wish bad on people. I want y'all to get your shit together. It's not my fault that you don't get your shit together. A lot of times, if they listened to the things that I said and removed the person saying it, it could help them. And I would hate to live the karma of some of those people. Terrible. It is terrible. The entire situation should have been handled differently. And I agree with that too. I do agree that as a society, we've become very desensitized. And I'm not sure where that, yes, please just reach out. Never make and I agree with that too, to a point, Mikey. A lot of people, listen, Lori Jones, I loathe Lori Jones, okay? I loathe her. I wouldn't tell her that. Because at the end of the day, whether she is good to those kids or not, they're still her mother. Hi, Yankees girl, I hope you're doing all right. And when her kids were removed, right? I remember I was live that day, and I said, I hope she does the right thing, and I'm done. But why do you put the internet before your real life? And I understand that. I understand that the holidays are really rough for people, and I get it. You're not alone. I really, since my mother passed, I struggled. Hi, Finny. I struggle with holidays myself. I'm not in the Christmas spirit. And like, right, exactly, brew. But, Hi, Kiki. I think that in this community, and unfortunately for those people, they're gonna start making examples out of people. They are, and that's just the truth. I am, and I would hate to be them, but I would never get on this app and tell somebody to do that. Not once. Let alone subsequently continuing. Negative. It's a hard pass for me. But there is, on that subreddit, there is a document to the chief of police asking them to do a formal investigation. And if you want to send it, it's linked on that page. It's sad. Me either. Like, I don't even think that, like, I can't say for sure, because for a lot of my life I wasn't healed, right? But I think maybe because I have experience with that I would never say that to anybody. Ever. People are really good at hiding their emotions, and that's true. I saw a video yesterday, and it said that side of TikTok is just demonic. It is just dark and toxic, and like, I struggle with enough toxicity. I don't need to be, and it's just sad to me. Right, mask pain. Right, like, some people are really good at just keeping it separate. Same, bro. I do my best. And well, it was over the weekend. So it's not like it's new. But those people like Lori, Gabby, y'all shouldn't be talking about it. You can't compare the two situations. This girl did everything she could, and she still couldn't get away from it. She tried everything. Y'all aren't the same. Y'all don't try to do fucking anything. Y'all don't try to do anything to better yourselves. And it's almost sad to me. It's sad. Like, you try to have another baby, but you can't even afford to buy protein powder. Where the fuck do they do that at? Does that make sense to people? And that too. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. But that's the thing. If she's caught abusing Medicaid, what are you gonna do? Hi, thank you. How are you gonna handle that? Because I mean, I'm not, hi Pam, I'm not a professional, but I could see that you abuse your Medicaid. Bro. I don't understand what is wrong with these women. There is zero reason for there to be a boy in your house at 4 a.m. with your children. Inappropriate. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? I understand that you may not. I don't understand it, people. I don't understand this. Same, Veda. I was like, what? My daughter is 21. And I still would be like, no ma'am. What the fuck are you doing? I understand wanting a close friendship with your kids, okay? I get it. What I will never understand is thinking that your life is anything that your children should want to replicate. What the fuck? Spada, it's being worked on. I don't what the fuck are you doing? It blows, right, same. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Not at that age. Listen, that age is rough. Because at that age, they're pushing their boundaries. You're supposed to be the fucking parent. And say, absolutely not. Not fucking encourage, hi Grace, and engage. What the fuck are you doing? I heard. And it's terrible, Gamecock. And listen, I understand. Hi, Give a Talk. How can I word this? CPS is overloaded to begin with, okay? I understand that. When it's an internet person and they are swamped with calls, right? Swamped. Getting fucking blasted, right? I understand that. And I understand how they can attempt to push, but what the fuck are y'all doing? Thank you, Grace. Thanks, Give It Talk. I'll never understand it. There should be certain It blows my mind. It blows my mind. And they're failing publicly. Publicly. And so many of us, I'm sorry, are like, what the fuck are y'all doing? But the more it's reported, the more against what we want it goes. Also, I feel the need. I've never been an awareness creator. I think that somebody over there doesn't know that. I have always been commentary. Always. Do I have relationships with awareness people because of my subject matter? Hi, Joni. I hope you're doing all right. I appreciate you, Ann. Yes. Do I have relationships with them? Yes. But I have always been a commentary creator. And they do. I understand, Just Lily. They get super burnt out. I get it. But, like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. There is no way that I would be able to ignore that stuff. I know, but I don't know. You know, I really eased back a lot with these types of things because I want to change directions. But I prefer accurate information on the internet. So I would rather, hi Cal, I hope you're doing all right. I would rather come and talk to y'all twice a week so that people stay with the right narrative. Because I don't think anybody should be lied about on the internet. Not even Gabby. But if people don't know that information, then they tend to go with other things, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's been a while. I posted those yesterday because I wanted them to understand. Shut the fuck up. Those people need to be left alone. I can't even imagine somebody like y'all. You are not the people that I would want representing or discussing my deceased loved ones. At all. No. Mm-mm. They did. I almost reposted. Did I repost? I might have reposted the brother asking. And also, Riley, yesterday, I did I heard that Victoria was saying that child abuse charge is no longer on her record. Hi. Not true. Mm-mm. Nope. Reran it yesterday, and that child abuse charge still very much on her record. So I don't know. Struggles. Yeah, I don't know. Like, why? It's still there. Very much. You want me to pull it up for you right now? Because I can. Hold on. I got y'all. It is still. Okay. That's you. All right. Let's scroll down. Choo-choo. Also, there is a new judgment. Just so you know. I don't know that you, you know. Still there. Okay? Assault, 4th degree, child abuse. Okay? Glad to be of service. Maybe don't do that to your children. It is there. It is still there. It is, Victoria. Struggles. I think that you'd figure out that we know. I just don't want to engage anymore, but don't lie to people. How you gonna lie? It's out there. All of it. It's out there. I don't think so either, but apparently she thinks so. Do you want me to show you the date that I ran it? Because I could do that as well. Hold on. We could do that. 14th. Okay? she does this every so often. She tries to fit in with a new group and lies to them. And I would think that if she did that, I would think that if she's done that enough where she realizes that it catches up. You can only manipulate people so long. The truth is always going to stand out and stay. It's unfortunate, but, you know, what could we do? Some people just don't learn lessons, I guess. I appreciate you, Ray Ray. Also, really quickly, I know that people have questions about the video that I posted the other day regarding the Cash App. Oh, you're good. At least you can use it. I can't use it. It doesn't understand my accent. There's a girl on this app named Olivia. When I covered Jessica Kent, there was a lot of drama going on between people, and I really didn't want to get into that. So I kind of stayed neutral with all parties. Hi, Pinkbird. So I never asked, well, what happened here, right? I never kept up with it. I just kept it moving. The other day, I decided to talk to one of those people. Hi, Patty. I reshared, her name is Olivia, and I reshared a live that Lindsay did that Olivia jumped in the box of on my YouTube. It's on my post tab. Okay. Olivia gave Traci 100. Hi, Meepers. I hope you're doing all right. Hi, Melissa. Olivia gave Traci $150 for a New York FOIA. When they fell out for whatever reason, Traci said she sent it back. She showed a screenshot that she sent it back. She did not send it back. I don't know why. I had no idea that was a thing. But I don't give a shit what she does, Scarlett. So why are you going to apologize to Olivia? Or to the people in the Jessica Kent community that believed you and took your side? Hi. Because that's crazy. You manufactured a fucking screenshot to use as proof. And you know what I find crazy? The Cash App that you use currently is a different Cash App. So when Olivia reported this fake screenshot to Cash App and chatted with them and said, is this a real screenshot? Because Olivia never received the money. Cash App transactions, financial transactions cannot be deleted. So she sent me a screen recording, right? She sent me a screen recording. I could see the money going out, but it never came back in. I think you owe her an apology at the very least. Especially that was your friend. That's wild to me. But I did reshare that live. Olivia is, she doesn't really stick around a lot. Yeah, that one. Manufactured a screenshot. The Cash App closed down. Correct. She has a different Cash App now. I had no fucking, I wish I did. Because I would have fucking never. And that's like the catch-22 when there are things going on over here and I don't go and ask, hey, what's going on? And I wind up looking stupid trying to co-sign. It's called spam. But if I say it, people are going to be like, ma'am, it's fucking negative 50 here. So I don't. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Thanks, Cal. And still, also, I'm not going to do it. Oh my goodness, E Savage. I could tell you. Yeah, if it's something that I could not get my hands on physically, I just post and I get it. So I don't understand. Also, I'm glad that we brought this up. I'm gonna talk about something real quick. 62. So, yeah, I'm not gonna. Her actions depend on where we go from here. I don't really need to waste my time, you know. Let's see. Let me do this. Damn it, it's got to be in my deleted. Y'all, I haven't dumped my phone in a really long time. Because I used to do, oh my goodness. I used to do so much better. Like, I used to upload to Dropbox every night. You don't even want to know. The last time that I deleted 290 things today. Because I need to get it up. I want to really quickly talk about the paywall video. Let's talk about it. You put my Facebook that is publicly available, by the way, behind a paywall? Maybe one day I'll plan a live and we'll go through the exposed villain file. That was embarrassing. Hi, Donna. It was embarrassing. Paywall meaning you make it sub-only content that like somebody has to pay to see. Oh my God. It was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. Hold on, I'm looking for... But I dumped so much today. I don't know what's going on. Happy Monday. I don't know what's going on with my connection. And I also want to remember... I'm looking for it, y'all. I'm sorry. But she put... I'll just show you... How about this? I'll just show you from my Facebook. Crystal... I will send it to you. It is fucking mortifying. Mortifying. But you put... Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I guess I should feel special that you put my publicly available highlights on Facebook behind a paywall. Super weird. Yeah, imagine super weird. Where is it? Hold on. I will just scroll. Traci did. Super embarrassing, but, you know. Okay, ready? You see this? This is behind a paywall. Okay? Shiloh, my buddy. Okay? Okay? A meme. Alright? Sorry, I hit the wrong one. I lost it now. I'll go back. Just for y'all. Hi, Jaxie. Is it this one? Yep. Ready? There it is. You see the watermark? I reshared a meme with the N-word in 2020. I didn't write those words. The fuck is wrong with y'all? But it's publicly available. Why would you put it behind a paywall? Hi, sunshine. Hi, beautiful. I hope you're doing all right. Why would you put that behind a paywall? Anybody could go and look at it. Super fucking strange. That's weird ass behavior, dude. Weird. That's like somebody could go and find that. Why would they fucking need to pay to see it from you? The fuck? Hi, Morgan. What are you doing? Listen, maybe one day we'll go through the exposing villain file. It's Calvin Klein. It's a hoodie. It's a whole outfit. Because when I tell you I laughed and y'all are over there talking. No, I don't even care. It's embarrassing for her. Thank you. Maybe one day I'll go through the exposing villain file so that we could laugh about it. But really quick, right? What up, Cali girl? Oh my God, I'll send it to you. I have it posted on Unlisted, and I've been sharing it so people could laugh. They need to be done. I never posted Naps or Chrissy's text messages publicly. I never did that. So the excuse of Yes, I shared private DV photos out the window. Out the window. Those photos of my DV injuries have never been shared publicly. All right? I also never shared those people's text messages. Therefore, that excuse, done. You're trash. That's just what it is. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. I don't know. And well, I don't know what the plan was. And to be honest, it looked more like a John file to me. It looked more like a John file. Fucking embarrassing. Fucking embarrassing. I'm telling you. But you don't get to sit up on here with a fucking moral high ground, okay? Sharing private DV photos. That shows you, not me. I know. It's wild, JC, isn't it? I'm telling you, Georgia girl. There are people that I am glad. I don't know, Bama girl. I don't know. I can't answer that because I haven't necessarily been involved in that side of it for a while. Right, isn't it weird? Incognito, what the fuck are y'all doing? What are y'all doing over there? I would be fucking embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed. And it's, listen, nobody's going to be able to hurt this platform but me. And that's the truth of it. Nothing has changed for me. Nothing. Nothing has changed over here. I know. Thank you. I know. There's Christmas ones that I do like. But if you want the file, I will gladly send it to you because it is fucking hilarious. I did post a video, but I sped it up. So you really can't see it, but you could see the point of like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Do I have an opinion? I think it's shitty. I'm always amazed at the audacity of people that get help from people and then I don't know when we became, not we, but you know what I mean. I'm hoping so. I don't know when people became so entitled, and I could never. The people that have been there, like donate to like fundraisers that I do, or this thing or the other thing, I could never treat people like that. Nope. I did see a screenshot somebody sent me of a tick leap, and I just really quick want to say this. Tick leap is not always accurate, and let me explain why. Somebody like me, a lot of times I exchange, and tick leap doesn't account for that. So if you're using that to say, now don't get me wrong, I want to make sure I say this right, so give me a second. If you brought in that kind of money, you shouldn't be asking anybody for anything. Just don't exchange. All right? I can't say that was done because it doesn't show. The only person that could show that is the creator. Right? But if you made that money, why not just use that money? That I don't understand. Because it's just not right. It's not right. And I don't know why I talked about this recently as well. Speaking about people that have helped you out of situations like that is never. I never really messed with her at all. But if Pink gave you $200, and why do your mods have to donate to you? I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me. Hi, Erin. And I was hoping that she was going to address it in some way, apologize. And from what I've heard, I didn't see. From what I've heard, she didn't do that. And just, yeah, that's what I'm saying, JC. Like, I could never, I'm like, and this is where we come with the entitlement of people. If people help you, you realize they don't have to do that, right? Like, those people that help you, they took away from themselves, first of all, in order to help you in a situation that you thought, right, that they thought that you needed it at the time. And those people, and that's another thing too, Scruples, is that, listen, I see it every day. The amount of emails that I get from people in this community that need help in one way or another. There are people that really struggle. Me either, like, and that's kind of what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it's coming out right, but they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to help. They didn't have to do that. And I think it's really shitty to talk about those people like that. If you don't like somebody or you have this deep resentment with them, don't accept their money. That's not right, dude. You could have returned it if you had this feeling about it, and that's just something. I never really hung out over there, but that's just terrible. That's terrible. And not the Scruples, but at least if it's being discussed, you have to address it. Like, we'll go back, right? When this shit was going on with my ex, right? I didn't want to drop that restraining order until I was clearer in my mind. And I couldn't lie about it, right? I wanted it off the internet for reasons, but once it was on the internet, I couldn't lie about it. You have to address it, because that is what makes these people want, right? I didn't hear it, so I don't want to say that was definitely said, but that's shitty. If she said that, that's fucking terrible. And I don't understand that either. Like, how did we get to this place where, I don't know. I agree. And there are people, like, I don't know. I think it's disheartening. I think that if you, let's just say this, I could say this, like, even without the exchanges, right? Let's say you didn't exchange any coins that are listed on the tick lead, but you made that for, why didn't we use that money to do the teeth thing? That doesn't make sense to me. But again, she could have exchanged it. I can't answer that for sure. I can't say that she didn't do that. Hi, Sally. Yeah, not Chelsea. She refilled that list multiple times. That is a bottomless pit over there. There are people, Feisty has wish lists in her bio. There are people that don't do that. She should have been grateful the first time it was bought out. That should have been it. Enough. But instead, she continued adding more expensive things. That's somebody that is never gonna be grateful. Y'all, they will bleed you over there. It's only about what they could get. It's never enough. It's never enough. When I tell you that there are people in this community refilled the wish list. She kept filling it. Hi, T-Rex. She kept refilling it. I would be mortified. I would be so embarrassed And that's just the truth of it. And the people that the people that Feisty has the wish list of, I've spoken to people that have gotten gifts from creators that did give backs over here, and they were so fucking grateful. They were so grateful. And meanwhile, hi Sherry, over there, she'll just keep taking. I can't with that. There are people that really need help. There are. And never once did it occur to her that there are people in worse situations than she is. The selfish over there is infuriating, to be honest. Hi, Lori. Jen, I know there is, and I understand, right, Lulu, that if you have the means, nobody wants to take people from like what they need. That's why I didn't not because Thanksgiving also overwhelms me. Hi, homegirl. So when Feisty, there was no way that we could cross-reference to make sure there was no overlap. So I just figured I send people over there. That's what I did. Last year I did kids in my local DV system. But I went after I did that, and it was super like complicated as far as security. I decided that the next time I did something, I would give back to the people that support me. And I did Thanksgiving. Hi, witchy woman. And it was, even though like I had everything planned out, it's still a million hiccups. And after that, I just decided I can't do it. It's too much in my mind. Yeah, it happens. Listen, it happens. Hi, Angie, I'm about to end. But I do know that there are people in this community that desperately do need help, and they don't ask for it. They don't. It's and I think that she doesn't she doesn't care. She doesn't care. And I don't know. I'm pretty spoiled. Like I like nice things. I get nice gifts, and I don't expect that from people. Does that make sense? So like there's a difference between being spoiled and being entitled, if that makes sense. It's going to keep getting worse as long as people over there do it. It's just what it is. Right. And I do it because I like to help people. I know that pork chops, same. I get it. But I know that this platform has done amazing things. There are people around here that are like me, and they just want to do good things. And they don't have, it's like a, what's the right word? Like they come to me, and then I have people that I could get to help, if that makes sense. So it's like, but it's so exhausting, y'all. And I just wind up feeling obligated, so I just have to stop for now. Hi, Chanel. I'm about to end. But I hope everybody has a good day. G, you're not suing anybody. I would make a bet that you're not suing anybody. I also happen to know that attorney said that you were not credible. Weird. You know, he was worried about your credibility. And I think that was smart of him, to be completely honest. Also, you could try to get as many witnesses as you want. It's not going to change anything. You still have to be proving that the people that you're accusing of doing X, Y, and Z did X, Y, and Z. And you're not very good at that. I don't know if you know that, but you're not very good at that. So we already watched you and heard you lie on the stand. We did. And those could... What's the matter? I missed it. I'm sorry. Right. She was saying the other day that if she had a witness, she would go back to court. You could go back to court 500 times more. You're not going to get anywhere. The people that you claim do these things don't do these things. And the court will see that. It's not a lack of evidence. It's a lack of evidence that those people did the things that you claim you did. I'm working on it. They're sleeping, right? Well, they got a new cat tree. So they've been like, Finn lays like in the middle and Billy like swings off of it. It's been crazy. But I hope y'all have a good day. I'm going to try to get my email is super backed up. That's what I'm going to do now. My email and my DMs. So just bear with me. I'm trying. If you're there, I really got through a bunch of them last week and then they fill up again. But I hope you guys have a good day. Don't be a piece of shit today. Don't do it. I do, but I'm trying to scale back a bit. Don't be a piece of shit today. Don't be a POS merch is what's coming up next, actually. I hope you guys have a good day. You already failed at being a piece of shit today. I hope that your prostate, I hope everything works out with that, Bye, guys.